said. He said, orangutan are so bad and he hates them as people.
I don't think I said that.
Well, let's head over to the stage with 7 to calm things down. What have you got for us, 7? Oh, maybe. Oh, not quite yet.
It's in 20 seconds.
Okay.
15 now.
It's going, well, we'll cover right now. But yeah, of course, orangutan doing some pretty solid stuff. Let's head over to the stage for realsies this time. I promise it's not an Alpha Gaming prank.
Welcome back to a quick report with the 7WG. This time I'm joined by none other than OG, AKOP. Boy, what a performance you guys are putting up here in the first 3 matches, backing it up with great placement points, but the eliminations aren't quite there yet. But you're building up that confidence.
Yep, we are building the confidence and we are looking forward to grab some eliminations too. Some situations are holding us back, but we make sure we will show the dominance performance like we used to show in India.
Well, I'm happy that the placement points are there, but that fragging power, what do you feel like you need to be able to adjust for that fragging power to come through?
For now, we are absorbing the atmosphere. We are studying the teams, what are the teams doing, and we are looking forward to have a like a team meeting and what are the mistakes we are doing that not getting us the elimination we wanted. And yeah, you will for sure see some double-digit elimination in upcoming matches.
I'm going to take that as a promise. And for everybody in India, I'm pretty sure this is pretty much a lot of hope. The performance is there. I'm hyped up for you guys. I'm hoping that the fragging power is going to come through. And honestly, great start, even though the elims aren't there yet.
A little bit of a false start on their promises of fragging power in that previous match, but here on Miramar, hopefully they'll be able to do a little bit more. They are center on this circle blank over towards La Bandita, over towards that area of the map. We'll see if they can get the business done and stay in that top 7 spot for that direct qualification to the grand finals.
Indeed. Let's have a look at what's happening elsewhere on the map right now. Got DRX down towards Puerto Paraiso. And we're getting pretty much a Minas Generales central finish at the moment, which is not the most horrible position on the map in the world. I mean, up much further than dropping down towards the southwest side, which is difficult to play in, honestly. And R8 in San Martin. I actually want to see a little bit more of R8. Very much enjoying the gameplay so far. A little bit risky at times, though. Cheeky shots coming through from DS3.
It's interesting. He swapped over to the M249, was playing on the pacing that was assumed of him, dropped those shotgun shells out the window, and then immediately swapped to hop out for the spray down. You could see that the plan was to break whilst he was reloading, right, up into the wall. But that little weapon swap really very timely and well read. So nice stuff coming through from GS, and they'll take a scalp of Alpha 7 for their prize. Reckon Kaya surviving us 4 this time. Hopefully they can continue to do that, as they were getting clipped quite a lot on Erangel in these last 2 matches. E-Arena, in the meantime, on the north side now, making their approach through the areas up towards the city, up towards Truck Stop now. As you can see, they're moving forward, still with their substitute in. Joker out, NC2. He played in that last match, wasn't quite able to go the full distance. We'll see what they can do now.
Kind of just taking a look at where some of these rotational paths are going to come from, because I think at the moment Mad Bulls has a okay path inwards, but a lot of the central spaces are already taken up right now, John, which is difficult. It's difficult to work with, especially moving through like such open area with the fields, etc. GK on our screens versus E-Arena, just spraying it, honestly. And NC2 will win out the engagement. Kind of got sick of the shotgun there a little bit, didn't he?
It's like, brother, that's not, you're not an alarm clock. Be quiet. He sits him down. And pushes him back. There is an answer. So both E-Arena and GK now have lost a player. GK try and move forwards as 2. Mormon with the side angle there could potentially get some shots in or nades in through those open garage doors, but that truck really playing spoiler to a lot of his sight lines. So the regroup, I think, probably necessary here. The third player from GK off in the distance, about 200, 300 meters away. It's a kind of a non-factor unless they look to regroup.
Yeah, I think for right now, this is a bit of a weird fight where E-Arena is going to struggle to remove themselves from this engagement. Inside this building, you got Nerzed hovering off in the distance as well. Definitely a frustrating one for E-Arena, but over towards Truck Stop anyway. It's likely that both teams are going to be leaving here for quite some time. How close they are. Aaron finding shot over towards Prestige. Not flushed yet, though, so there's still a chance to get their player back up on their feet. Thunder Talk, nice and central as well, looking to put even more points on the day here, which is impressive.
Always a good idea to put more points on the cards. Nerzed moving up. Playing closer. The fight being shunted around the truck stop. Unlikely for teams to impact this fight as well. It's a little bit too far flung. Maybe the Mad Bulls could be here in a minute or two, but it's more likely that they're going to make their approach elsewhere. Very isolated fight. Not out of the question to fully disengage from this, from actually either of these two rosters. They are fully split linearly, but Nerzed really the sticking point of this fight, up on the hill with oversight on this one.
Yeah, it's the main issue. Again, it's only two players underneath, so Kevin as well as SafG can't get really too aggressive, but you are in a bit of a deadlock right now between both these teams. Mad Bulls coming through from water treatment. Most teams are just in position. Again, we're waiting for stage 2 here on Miramar. Biggest shift available. Send down towards to see where these next circles will end up. And it's between Sunmats and Picado as well as Minas. So again, this is a lot of fielded area, a lot of open area. It will mean that this fight needs to end soonish, though.
Does have a little bit of a ticking clock on it. I mean, for Nerzed, does he regroup? Do they push through as 3? I'm not sure. I think it's probably a better idea just to... I mean, you could potentially just try and hold that fight out and try and play the longer game. Regnum Kaya, though, on the middle, having a bit of a clash, actually, with Ulf as Silas keeps Loxy safe. They don't want to be losing players early, not again, especially on Miramar here. The 2-2 split for Regnum Kaya. The high ground position for Zedwolf, controlling Thunder Talk a little bit, making their run out just that bit harder. Scarface, he's trying to move in, but no, they're not going to find anything. Silas gets the res.
Again, for Regnum Kaya, it's definitely a case of they really don't want to start another game on 3 players. That would be tremendously bad for them. Just having one game go their way would be fantastic, especially from the position they're currently in. They're just the west of Thunder Talk. And being able to be in this position means that they have a good chance for an end game, a late game, being only on 18 points right now. Pumping those points up a little bit more would be ideal. You know, getting towards a 40-point boundary at the end of the day is typically what you're really looking for here.
Yeah, getting 40 points on a day would see you fairly safe towards the 7th place position and higher. Around that 110 boundary is where I'm expecting the points to end up here for 7th place. And that will be what they're going to be looking to try and convert on your right. So a lot of work to do in these last 2 games, earning 22 points for Regnum Kaya. In the meantime, plenty of other teams looking to try and break that boundary as well. Alpha 7, very nearly there and very nearly losing a player as he sails over the ridgeline for Alpha 7. They will stay alive just that bit longer. Of course, losing a player already. Going down to 2 would be pretty disastrous, especially with the Choco Block south side as it is. Virtus Pro bringing up the rear.
A huge amount of teams down here as well. You got Wolves, Alpha 7, Virtus Pro, like you were just saying, DX Xavier, who still need to regroup one another. You got Lambert still heading up. He's right on the south side, but his team's over towards the northeast, as you can see here on your screens. And you even have Wolves like littering this northern edge. So this is a very tough position to make your way out from inside of Los Leones.
Very difficult indeed. That push up over those hills to the north side of Los Leones. Treacherous at the best of times. Geek sending away. I think he's getting down that hill safely. I'm not entirely sure. As the circle pops up towards the north side, it helps out Kara over towards Graveyard, over towards R8 as well, who are looking to take that first place position back and keep it under control. Ulf as well being helped out here. So all of these teams to the north of the Labandita crater having a good time with this shift blank.
Yeah, I think for Thunder Talk again, it is a good spot for them. They're currently holding. Orangutan currently coming in from that south side.
Getting stuck in with Regnum Kaya as well, as it's a three-way fight between them, Ulf, and Orangutan. Regnum Kaya really suffering here. Looks like their day might be a bit of a downer, as they're down to 2 players. Ulf trying to keep up the spirits of European fans, but it's not really going well for them either, as it's just Scarface now remaining. Orangutan, they've lost 2 in the process of all of this as well, as their fight's not going as strongly as they would have liked either, but they still do have reservoir opportunities. As Scarface steps in, steps out, tries to go for the shot, bobbles the nade out the window. Will Loxy step on it? No, but he is going to get lit up from the off angle. That is Kara chiming in, and the nades are through as well. Scarface goes down next, and CEO gets a little bold, backed off the angle, but gets the points nonetheless.
No, I mean, at least you got the points on the back of it. There's a good nade, to be honest, where he bobbles out of the window. It's not cooked or primed, so it forces Loxy to move around the side of the wall, but only to get shot out by other teams. So an interesting maneuver. OG took control of that northern side, just on the western edge of La Bandita here. Currently trying to push their way through Wolves. Don't really need to force this engagement considering they're further north than Wolves right now. And Kara's playing the slow game over towards the northern edge of the circle around the mines. Kidding me. I think NC2's not likely to get back up here, is he?
No, he's pretty donezo right now. Arena are in the 4 corners of the map at the moment. Very, very spread. Looks like a survival play. I mean, it looks like 10K can regroup to Mormon, and maybe they'll play on us too, and have not terrible time over towards Minas Generalis, but yeah, that's going to be rough. I was looking at the Wolves' position there. I don't think they need to push, but as Alpha 7 and Virtus Pro, that this fight, actually, in fact, on our screens right now, that once it concludes, they'll be sending up around the edge of this crater, right? Most likely towards the Wolves' position. The circle, if it goes all the way north, they can divert around it, but if it pops down south, they need to take this fight, and I think that's go time. It's whoever can get there first sends towards the Wolves, but maybe they want to stay on the outside and third party the other person, whoever makes that move. It's a difficult spot on the south edge.
Very much difficult spot. I mean, Alpha 7 and Virtus Pro now struggling play against one another. Wolves also will just play on this edge for a little bit longer. La Bandita really is always this difficult terrain piece where it really causes some of these rotations to go right. Because if you are one of these teams on the south, like, you're forced to play a western rotate now. It's really hard playing an eastern rotate because you have little to no information on that north side.
Yeah, it's difficult to get those scouting on the far edge. Virtus Pro mounting up closer. You can see they are setting themselves up at the top of the hill to potentially roll down towards the Wolves, but they've got to be worried about Alpha 7. I mean, do Alpha 7 go all the way around? Do they go wide? Or Virtus Pro going to take that option? Maybe they're going to crash in towards Alpha 7 here.
I mean, they don't... I think if you get a crash over towards Alpha 7, there is a potential that you're able to get something done here and slowly make the push on the east, but this is a really tough push up towards Longhouse.
Ooh. Feels like Milky Way may have wanted to go a bit further, but actually drops short, uses the car as cover, nades now. The opening salvo for Virtus Pro. A lot of damage done towards them, and that nade nearly takes him down. Luckily, the health ticking back up keeps him going. And Malloy for Virtus Pro is not here with them, still moving out around, moving up to the Labadita crater edge. But in the meantime, the rest of his team rides on in. Revo tries to hold the corridor, looks for the shutdowns, but it's not working. None of them can find a shot. Malloy was here to play, but he wasn't needed. Alpha 7 swept aside, and Virtus Pro, the ones to tear them to shreds.
I mean, I'm surprised they were able to make that happen, honestly. I was very surprised they were able to make that happen. It's an incredible push from Virtus Pro, especially over towards Longhouse as well. I mean, leaving that door open and then grouping up and getting naded out is pretty ridiculous. Now, Virtus Pro looks down over towards OG. They're able to pick up one, but a quick pick of the vehicle will get one of their players back out again to safety. And now stuck inside Levadita, a little bit rough now.
That crater. Will be potentially a difficult place to leave in the Labadita south side. E-Arena trying to keep their two players in. Trying to find a little slice of respite, but I don't think it's going to be too easy to do so. You can see Orangutan lighting them up, DX Xavier sending them away. No room at the inn, and it's into the crater with them. It looks like Orangutan might actually be dropping down to fight them, to meet them. They will come off of that ridge side and move into the angle, the oversight there. But will that give Virtus Pro too much ground? Will that allow Virtus Pro on the south to move in where they weren't allowed to before?
Yeah, I think for DRX, they're holding the two-man split down this way as well, just to prevent teams from making that rotate over towards the eastern side. I think you are Virtus Pro. You're just kind of looking for these teams trying to leave out through from Labandita. Good shot over towards Mormon as well. We'll find one. Not likely to end up in a flush, but that does mean that their push out towards that eastern side is now covered by the fact that flush res needs to go through. Thunder Talk just playing this game out really easy right now. I'm also very surprised that OG was able to make this cross. It was a decent one underneath the purview of Virtus Pro. I mean, they did have to leave a couple of players behind. This was crazy, by the way. This is crazy. Like, DRX held this angle for so long, and then as they leave, Virtus Pro makes the push. So you either need to commit or not commit. Not one or the other.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not worked out for DRX in that situation. Wolves, though, actually moving back up and maybe trying to backfill on this rotation for Virtus Pro. I don't think I had this on the cards at the moment, but the Wolves are making this rotate, and it might pan out. Mabo now caught alone. The rest of Virtus Pro have found a little bit of isolation from him, and there's no way he's getting back up. The Wolves clip the wings of Virtus Pro, make it all the harder to move over this Labandita crater here. It is a couple of real crazy rotates coming through on this south edge, and I'm loving it.
It's such a hard place to rotate through as well. It's very hard to make happen. I mean, Wolves make a late rotate back down towards the south side to push through. Virtus Pro still ahead of things, but are losing players, hemorrhaging as they go. TX Xavier are waiting, and Virtus Pro kind of sense there's something in the midst there, and will just back it off.
That is a strong backing off as well. They do make it to a shack, but you've got to imagine it's going to be a question of does the circle go to it, and if not, it might just be done for. Or they're going to move again. I wouldn't put it past them. DRX now trying to make their move as well, but the Wolves have the ridgeline. And it's not going to be easy at all to make their way out this direction. And a little bit further they have to go as well, as DRX will be consumed by the blue here. Wolves making their way across the crater ground and over towards that north edge of things, playing up towards the oversight, towards DX Xavier, towards that high ground that they held.
For DX Xavier, I mean, it's an okay spot, right? It's fairly central, but it's just it's a nade hole, right? People are just going to be throwing. As soon as they start to get close there, it is so easy just to smoke that area out and then just toss nades in. And then DX Xavier's done for. It's going to keep them protected for quite a while. I might even give them the chance at an end game finish here, but it's not likely to end up being a win. DRX always seem to be moving at the wrong time. Virtus Pro just slightly ahead of Wolves. It's sad for Virtus Pro that they made this rotate only to fall prey to a very similar rotate from Wolves later on. Geek will go down. His Mad Bulls pushing through once again. I think Mad Bulls have had a lot of success today. I've been quite impressed by them.
They have had Some solid engagements. They're in third place. That is undeniable. 39 points so far today. Now they want to try and find DRX and GK, or whatever remains of them, rather. As Nerzed actually breaking out far, all the way to the back of the compound here. Probably going to be fairly safe for this. Until, that is, Mad Bulls actually get across the way. Because they are going to have to push through this one. They are going to have to move towards the circle, which sits southwest of them right now. Probably over towards DX Xavier. That's where they're looking.
Nice shot from Flip towards Soaz as he makes the jump. And Mad Bulls can continue down this way. It's so open over on these fields. Pretty much there's a big task ahead of a couple of teams here. OG have to deal with E-Arena, which shouldn't be too difficult playing out on that eastern side. Thunder Talk with APG, R8 maybe moving up over towards GS. But mostly Kara is kind of controlled right now by GS on that western side.
Oh, he nearly found something special there. Was able to take one down in nearly a second, but not quite. Nerzed falls. DK are eliminated. GS in the meantime. So we hop over to the northwest side near Kara, near R8 as well, who are regrouping to third party this. If GS take a knock or two, R8 are going to be able to overwhelm this. You need to be careful. Icon stepping forward. CEO and Lewis trying to play off one another, playing on the windows. The CEO stepping in. Jafar goes down, goes low. R8, now's the time to push up, but they're not really in a position to do it. They haven't fully regrouped here. It might not matter though, because GS still have got more to deal with. Kara on the outside, giving them a run for it. Icon steps in, but can't quite find him. His CEO just fails to get back behind the corner and falls to it.
GS still holding on here. Kara, I'm surprised that they put up a little bit of a fight here. They were stuck in, but GS did a really good number on them. In the meantime, APG is scrapping Thunder Talk on the other side of things. You can see that in the picture-in-picture on the bottom right. APG do finally come out on top. But it is, I believe, just Doc remaining there. With a full squad wipe over towards Thunder Talks in the end. Wonderfully done. And not an easy push either. Surprised Thunder Talk lost that one. I thought at the very least it would have been two players from Thunder Talk still up, but APG still got it in them. Nice nade from ESO again over towards Marth. R8 loses another player.
That is far from ideal. That knock, that flush comes through, that puts them down to 3. They did have an opening to try and third party up to the north, but they were more concerned with maintaining that south boundary. And that may be the right play in this situation. You can see they just give that fight the slip, and now they're going to allow all those teams on the north to get stuck in amongst themselves. Kara and Mad Bulls will have to conclude. GS as well. Everybody stuck up there now. Going to have a tough time, but it's DX Xavier with one hell of a position, and they're going to have to hold a push now, Blank, because someone's going to go for it.
Yeah, again, for DX Xavier, like I said, this is going to be a hard hold. A very, very hard hold for them. You can see nades already starting to be sent over by the Mad Bulls. But equally for anyone else, like, even if you take down DX Xavier, you're still having the situations like, where do you play after that? Kara not giving up too easily on the cross out. R8 able to continue to hold here. They had information earlier from Marth going down, and with GS all now locked in this one position. Nades galore from either side, from Kara, from R8. Goodness me, that is damage pouring on.
That one looks good. No, it's just short. They continue though the bombardment. It seems like they're bottomless on the nade pockets here, with more pouring in, but Mad Bulls finally humbling them slightly, stepping them back off the angle as the nades bobble over the fence. CEO trying to weather it from the Mad Bulls as well. Oh, it is really difficult to make any sort of movement on this north side. Pusher for Mad Bulls on the off angle there. Actually looking to regroup, it seems. Play up and towards the rest of the team. A CEO, nice position, will get taken down. It's Lemon to claim the point, and that is now 6 teams remaining.
Just the 6 left now. OG actually making it over towards the northeast side here. Good wraparound from San Martin. And La Bandita. Now looking over towards DX Xavier, but Flip finding that shot over towards AKOP. A little bit of a difficult scenario to head themselves into. R8 putting more points in the back pocket, up to 50 now. And Mad Bull's not too far behind. OG attempting to reset on this one, but still 7 elims on the game. Pretty damn good stuff. 32 points total.
That's how you want to do it. A little elimination refocus there for OG. Now they have to push in against DXavier. This is a really difficult bunker to hold, though, because nades do so much against you. You can see... Oh, okay. I was surprised that one didn't tag on. A little bit of cover found somewhere. Some concrete outcrop helping them out. Still got a couple of nades to play with. Doc on the off angle. Looks like OG know about it, though. And are wary of the angle. Nobody really on that south flank other than him to find it. And the shots are connecting. But Wizcott is looking good to try and find the knock. The Doc repositions. Oh, he steps back into the spray line and nearly goes down because of it.
Wizgod going to send straight back up again. Knows he needs to pull the pin on the grenade now because he has to keep DXavier at bay. Another strong grenade over the top. Lambor last remaining alive inside of this bunker. And now they look further towards Levi's. And again, more reses coming through. They see Mad Balls off in the distance. OG looking for even more on this game. Up to the top 4 now.
Mad Balls are the bigger threat for OG right now, but he's just launching an 8 over to Levi's. Doesn't connect there. Some cover still found. That is a crazy push, you're right, but somehow goes unpunished. Mad Balls more preoccupied with getting those reses. There's 3 players still alive here. The Molotov sent to the sky for Aru. Trying to slow any pushes. The nades continue to roll over the top. That looks like it sits under him. No, it's not going to go off in time and won't be able to connect either. Somehow DXavier surviving these nades. Everything being put their way. They're stepping out. They're moving.
They're just keep them at bay, though. This is the big thing right now for OG, is that as long as they can keep DXavier stuck inside these tunnels, it makes their end game a lot easier. They just need to control R8 on the sidelines, but you just hope they don't put too much attention here. If they get that done, now they know they need to move in. This is a good setup of vehicles from DXavier. There's a player behind, hidden away, looking for the flush. Wizgod goes down now. AKOP needs to find Paragin, who's been holding a cheeky angle for so long, and Levi's will finish them off. Dear me, what an angle from Paragin underneath the vehicle. That is a sneaky maneuver.
Oh, you just never expect it. That is so brutal for OG. Paragin makes it work, and now DXavier have time to... Nope, they're not going to get that third player up. Okay, they didn't go for that res. The play zone was pushing. It is this last stage, and Mad Balls now with an option to maybe take a chicken dinner here on our first Miramar. Levi's the last stand, and it will...